Never heard a nigga fuss.
Your world is a mental mirror. B-Dub 2025. Episode 2, man. Give y'all a little sneak peek of the future chapters or whatever it is. I think the camera can see it. Mind. We're here to talk about mind today, man. Episode 2. This can also be seen as a continuation of the last episode being about awareness, because once you have awareness, you'll recognize that the mind is all awareness. Stick with me. Now, before we get into it all, man, you know, Dub Club tradition, we gotta raise our cups. You know what I'm saying? We doing undeniably better. And look, man, if you don't got your drink, bro, got one for you. Clamp juice be hitting every time. But anyways, yes, episode all about mind. You know, they be saying mind is matter. It's true. But at the same time, I don't feel like people give a great description about what that really means. So, the foundation of all life comes from an idea, right? An idea is simply just a thought mixed with imagery. So, all of your entire life is going to always come from something up here. Not the brain necessarily, but some interconnected field that, for the sake of the video, we're gonna call it mind. Because you can call it many different things. Science like to call it the quantum field. The Bible likes to call it, you know, heaven and hell. There's just many different iterations of what this is that we're living in. And at the end of the day, it's coming from mind. So no matter where you are in life, where you're going, who you are, it's always gonna come from an idea. Understanding this foundational principle, you're only gonna change your life from changing your ideas. So your mind is the most powerful thing we have available. In fact, this is the blessing, right? The gift that we were all given. Mind and speech, thought and speech. So in order to manifest the life that you want, you have to come up with the right ideas. And so why this is a continuation of the first episode being about awareness, you need to become aware of the ideas that you have in mind. Because at the end of the day, if you can't capitalize on your right ideas, you will always be running in the same place. This is what they like to call the hamster wheel. It's tough, it's trash, where you're gonna be running in place, sometimes walking in place because you think you're taking your time and you're being patient, but the whole time you're spending the same amount of time doing the same thing. And this is where Einstein, or whoever it was, said, you're insane for thinking you're gonna do the same thing over and over and expect different results. This is because you're not doing the thing that is necessary, matching the right ideas. So with everything being about capitalizing on the right ideas, we need to make sure we are in the right mind. And the only way to know that you are in the right mind is you are always embodying your ideal. Your entire life is about figuring out what your ideal is that came with you when you were born and living that out. Because a lot of your quantum leaps and the greatest success in your life will come from capitalizing on all these right ideas that you are enthusiastic about. It took me a long time to figure out who I am. And the beautiful nature of that is that you have your entire life to experience what the ideal version of you is. You cannot want something unless it came from someplace already. Meaning, the thing that you want, aka your dream life, dream partner, dream whatever, it doesn't really matter. Where this comes from is the mind. It comes from some place that already existed. You cannot experience anything that doesn't already exist. That's the beauty of this entire world. Anything that you want is naturally possible for you, but you have to put yourself in the right state of mind and prolong that as long as possible so that that thing that you want is natural. Editing B-Dub chiming in for just a second. We're going to break down what the subconscious is, but the reason why you must prolong the state of mind that is what you want to be is because you have a feeling deficit that is preventing you, like a locked door, from the life you want. So life's journey is about experiencing the opportunities to prove that you feel exactly as who you want to be, which makes what you want to have happen naturally. We're all looking for grace. And so it looks the best and it feels the best when things are effortless for you. And so your entire life is about figuring out your ideal state of mind and going hard at that. Some people say consistency is the reason why you're successful. Always being there, always showing up. But how over time in your life you'll realize the numbers game is not the reason why you're successful. Over time, you'll also realize that all it took was the right idea and following through with that. And you could have gotten $10,000, $20,000, $1 million in such a short span of time. And that's what we're seeing all throughout social media. Whenever you're on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, and you're seeing people's lives and how this man was 18 years old with his dream car. There's so many different ways to make money, but that'll be a topic for a different video. But at the end of the day, all of these people that you're seeing are successful in life, just thought of an ideal that they had, did not allow themselves to give up, and just kept going, was consistent in being their ideal. You cannot have anything before you are something. You must be and you'll become. This is the nature. This is your entire life in a nutshell. You're gonna choose who you want to be in your ideal state of mind. And once you're so clear about that, what that is, the only thing you got to do is never give up. You keep going. So with this episode being about the mind, you have to understand that the mind is everything here available to you. And the best way to prove that is simply to keep something on your mind. All you have to do is take an idea in its most simplest form. It can be a statement, or it could just be the way something looks, or for a fact, the color blue. If you put your attention on whatever this thing, person, place, or thing is, you will inevitably see it in some form or fashion. This is only because signs follow, they never precede. Meaning, everything comes after the attention is placed. So it doesn't matter whether it be you're saying, I'm gonna see a red car today, or you can be something so specific, I'm gonna see a blue McLaren later on today. Your resoluteness and your ability to feel as if that is gonna happen anyways will be the thing that brings it forward to you. And there are 3 parts of the mind that are crucial to understand, and I'm gonna give it a simple breakdown. There's the superconscious. This is the realm that all these ideas that are unoriginal come from. We're gonna call this space the mind bank, because all banks are holding money that was transferred to it. It already existed. No money is new money. This is all stuff that's just gonna end up circulating and be chosen. There is the subconscious, which is this underlying aspect of us that contains our habits, that contains all the things that we would naturally do. This contains the source code of our entire reality. And with regards to the bank, there are the bank tellers. This is that other aspect of us that we can't really control, but we can give it directions on what to bring out from the bank. The bank teller's simple job is to take what's in the bank and give it to you. And so your subconscious is going to transmute whatever is already existing into form. And so the way it does that is through the third thing, the conscious mind. This is the active part of our existence that we are able to alter to then give the source code instruction on what to do. And so bang, our active interaction with the bank and the bank tellers is our directions. This is what our conscious mind, our ego, is the only purpose here to serve. And so by what we're focusing on and choosing to feel, whether we're deliberately doing that or not, regardless, once a feeling is present, the bank teller, aka your subconscious, is like, for sure. Well, do you have what you need available to do that? There's a checklist that your subconscious is going through, and it all has to do with what's natural for you. Once that checklist is marked off, it goes into the bank and does what it has to do to bring whatever that checklist is to life. Remember, whatever's in your life is coming from this natural checklist. So if it's something you don't want, this checklist is containing all the things natural to you that you don't want, but you're focusing on. Vice versa works the same way with making your life better. You're gonna focus on what you want, and so your subconscious, paying attention to the way you feel, if what you feel that what you want is natural for you, that checklist will be marked off, and it will go run back off into the bank, the superconscious, to then deliver to you what you've been focusing on. Hopefully what you want. Your entire life is about telling the proper story. But going back to the first episode being about awareness, if you're not aware of the story that you're telling, then it doesn't even matter where you're gonna go, because you're gonna go wherever someone else is gonna write for you. So if you think you gotta go to college, it's neither right or wrong, it just is. If you think you don't need to go to college, it's neither right or wrong, it just is. And that's the nature of reality. There is a truth in both realities where it's good and bad here and it's good and bad there. But the thing that's choosing is you, the conscious mind. This is the ego. This is the aspect of you that will alter your life and help you become your own hero. And so in order to take this aspect of everything and make it make sense, you gotta give the source code instructions. And so you must know what you want. If you don't know what you want, you're gonna experience all the things you don't want. And this is simply happening to give you context about what you prefer, because little do you know, there's a higher self coming from the superconscious that we just talked about that is giving you evidence and reference experiences so that you can finally walk the path you've been looking for. Side note, a phenomenal movie that I feel like everybody should go watch is called Inception. This movie is beautiful in the way how they make a topic like this extravagantic and simple at the same time, where it's going to teach you about how your mind works, and it's also going to show you the underlying fault mechanism that's in there that will prevent you from changing your mind. So as long as you can understand how your mind works, then you can really take yourself anywhere you want to go. All you got to do in order to be your own hero is program your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is your direct access to the everything that exists. This is the door that we all have the key to, that you would only know you have the key to if you pay attention to it, and you pay attention to your habits, and you pay attention to the story that you're telling yourself. Because once you alter that story, and once you put that key into that door and you open that door, there is no going back. Because now you have full accountability on where you're going in your life. You are the one changing your destiny. You are the one telling the story. You are the one allowing people to tell your story. So you might as well take the superpower you were given, acknowledge it, and run with it. Because if not, then you can go on and live the same life you have been living. That was something I was afraid of. But thankfully, I then became passionate about learning it so I can teach other people. And who knows where this takes me. And with that being said, I appreciate every single last one of y'all for staying tuned in. This is episode 2, being about the mind. The next episode will end up being about matter. And this is where now I'm going to start breaking down the science, more immediate aspect of this reality, and how the mind is exactly what you're looking for in order to change this physical world. Stay tuned.